My name is Otto Potluka, and I'm the leader of the working group 2, which concerns the quantitative methods in evaluations. Our guest today is Brzák, who is an expert in artificial intelligence, and he prepared 2 hours introduction about using AI in evaluations. So we spoke together about what the evaluators need, how the reports look like, and he prepared a short introduction because we will spend 2 hours together. So he prepared a short introduction about various artificial intelligence as a tool for evaluators. So I think I will give the floor to Milo to introduce himself and continue the workshop. So he will also introduce some organizational issues. So please, Milo, go on.
Hello, everybody. Welcome you on our meeting. I need to still putting admit a couple of people on the lobby. So I hopefully we will gonna be in the large amount. It should be about 60 people who will come on to the meeting, and I will start shortly. I'm sorry, I still need to admitting another people. And let's share the screen so we can start about the program, what we're going to do today. And I really like to start with introduction about what we're gonna do today. Does everybody hear me correctly? Can I ask you, please? Great. So just like a quick technical info before we start, I would really like to ask you if you have any question, just like don't hesitate to ask. We are in the larger amount of people, so we probably don't have a huge amount of time for going for like every specific question. However, because we're working on the same topic of evaluation, there should be probably a very similar questions we can go through. And I would like to ask you to using the chat in the Microsoft Teams. We also gonna have a recording of our meeting, so everybody can see what will be the results. And I will very kindly give you a presentation of what we've been doing today. So first thing first, I would like to ask you, because we're gonna working on the different applications, and through all the course, we will gonna also trying how the applications are working. So I would like to ask you if you can log into your Gmail account, and then as I was clearing the email, it's great if you before try to log into the different applications we're gonna try during today's session. So we are in the nice amount of 21 people right now, and I believe so. I would like to start right now. So let's share my screen. Okay, does everybody see my screen, please?
Yes.
Great. Cool. So let's present. Great. So here we are. Welcome you everyone from Czech Republic, and I'd like to introduce you what we're gonna be talking today. The course is called Your Superpower, and it means we're gonna work about different tools and applications, how we can use AI in evaluations. I'm sorry, what's happened with the screen. And first thing first, I'd like to introduce myself. So my name is Milo. I'm working for about almost 2 decades in the management. What I really like to do in the work, and all the time I was in my professional experience, is simplifying processes. So trying to find easy way how to finish something, and finding good combination how I can actually do my work way more efficiently. I'm really like to think how to delegating my work in the way of doing every routine task by myself, but finding the way how I can make it more efficiently and and successfully, and eliminating routines, which is probably the sometime important work, but like in many reasons quite time wasting and boring work, how we can actually eliminate these routines. And since the AI tools came to our life, which is probably 3 or 4 years ago, with when we can actually publicly using the AI models, I'm deeply enthusiastic into using them and trying to use them in my working life. So what we gonna do, and then what we are doing is teaching managements and people how to use AI in practical way, and trying to make and emphasizing simplicity in the results. So let's go very quickly about what we are going to do today. So first thing first, we're gonna do a little introduction. We will explain how we can we are thinking with AI, which is in many ways something quite new for everyone, as the technology is very agile and flexible, and there's going to be a couple of changes in the workflows in the future. We're going to work on the modulation of the text, so we will learn how we can actually work with the text information in quite a different way than we've been get used to. And we will during this time we will learn more about like how to using prompting for like modulation of our text and the informations we are providing somewhere. And we will learn something how to using a speech to text, so how we can actually using our voice instead of live our fingers on the keyboard. And I think the one of the most important parts will gonna be application called Notebook LM, so we will going through, which is a great tool for evaluation and working with a large amount of data when we need to search for something. We're gonna work on the fact checking through the application called Perplexity. We will gonna then doing the most important part, which is a combination of the tools together. So we will learn how to actually each of the two can help us in the sort part of the work we are doing. And on the end, we will gonna talk about the security and the ethics, which is important too. And the last part will be a little reflection and closing. So as you can see, we have a lot of things to do today, and I would really like to start because we don't have too much time. And let's start with the beginning. So first thing first, I'd like to talk about how we think about AI. What is actually doing with our work? So the number one thing is we need to understand
we
it.
are only
Milan,
seeing
I
the
ask, so we
presentation.
don't see the presentation.
You
So
Oh,
see
really?
the chat.
share the screen.
Nobody can see the presentation if there is one.
I'm very sorry. It seems like it is. All right. Does it work right now?
No, we just see your calendar. Now it works.
Yeah. Oh, I'm very sorry for that. I'm very sorry for that. Does it work right now?
Yes. Yes.
Great. So, how to think about AI? So basically, we have a couple exploration we find out through our work, and first thing first is that it's a new colleague which is actually gonna work as your assistant in the work. It's still not a robot, and that means that it's gonna help us with the writing, summarizing, and building outputs and working with finding the correct information. However, AI is still working on the way that it needs our input to do output. So that means we always need to give some kind of information what we need to do, like some way of information what we are asking. It can be a question, it can be like some flow of the things we need to do through AI, and AI will do it for us. It still doesn't work like completely automatically. However, even this time we're gonna come in the future. What's happened with the screen? Does it work right now? I'm sorry for that. Everybody see my screen? Oh, great.
Yes.
Great, sorry. So that's probably the most important time to think how the AI working in nowadays time. It mean it's still working that it's waiting for the human to give us something to do, some orders. AI is never sleeping. So the amazing thing in the technology is that we can use it 24/7, like anywhere around the world where we have access on the internet. In the US, you even can use free calling tools, so you can call if you just type on your keyboard ChatGPT, you can even use it through your phone. And the technology is never sleeping, and it's whenever we will need it, so we can use it. What we believe is that the technology is not about some high IT knowledge. It's more about the way of thinking, how we are thinking about our work, and how we controlling the tools we're gonna learn today. I also believe that even the troubles is probably in the school systems, but I don't believe this is a cheating. I think using AI tools is more about a shortcut, how to get the results we needed, like more faster, more efficiently, without losing our time. I also believe that what the teams need to do in the pastime, we can do it now with different tools, different agents, and other upgrades what AI give us to our workflow. So we can do a lot of work in individuals instead of using a large team of people and burning their time. And the great parts of what we see in the AI is that we are having amazing tools in our hands, which is built on the large language models, such as Copilot, Canva, Gamma, ChatGPT, which in the most of the way we still having them for free. They have their subscribed version, however, because everybody can using in 99% of the tools in the free way, so it's open to everyone, and I think it's great. I think the one of the most important parts on the AI is that there is no reason to think that in any age people cannot use it. My 70-year-old mom is very high effective AI user in every way they're using, such a doing everything in the home and planning vacation or whatever kind of thing they have in the mind, as well as my 16-year-old nephew, which using for the preparing for the school and doing everything what she needs in her age. I believe the great thing of these tools is that everybody can find their own way how to using them, and there is no age restriction. The very important part of what we need to know is that like how to using them in secure way. So understanding what things we can put into AI tools and what is actually not correct, and we will gonna speak about it a little bit later. And we also believe that even we hear a lot of like scenario for the future and the next 10 years, I still believe that there is not, it's not a huge tree. It's treat for humanity, and if we will gonna use it responsible way. And I really believe so that like some parts of the course today will gonna help you in this way. So I really like to hear, because we are in the course of people who work with evaluation. If we can little bit using our chat and like having a little short discussion about like what's the problems and the pain points are you experiencing in your work in the during your time, because I don't want to keep in the monologue. I would like to ask you to using a chat, if you can just write us in the describe in just like a few words what are the problems and pain points are you experiencing where you're doing something which is very routine, which is something where you're feeling some kind of machine or some kind of tool can actually help you to do the work more faster, efficiently, and you can focus on things which need your human decision based on experiences you built in your work time. So I would like to ask you for a little little discussion on the beginning. If you can use your chat tool and give us some few examples where is these pain points in your work happening. So I'm gonna open the screen. Sorry. Large amount of information to review in a short time. This is a great example. We're gonna work on this one, and we will using a special tool for that, and I think it will be really fruitful. Reading many and long documents. I believe we're gonna find a solution for that as well today, and so that's great. And can I ask you for a few more ideas where? Checking information in different languages. Can we a little bit more explain what it means checking information in different languages? It does mean like the sources are coming from the different languages, and we need to sort them together into one language. Is it clear? Okay, great. Great. So one more idea. Great. Fact checking claims. Great. Cool. So large amount of project materials that we need to review. Nice. Great. So I'm gonna share my screen again, and let's go deeper into. So I will start with thinking with AI. Okay. So what we're gonna expect from today? We're not gonna teaching you in the theoretical way. The point what you should take out today from today course is like how to practically using each of the tools. We will gonna talk about your own work, which is probably the most important part, and I believe so. Evaluations it's take a lot of data we're gonna use, and why we should bother with that. Basically because your time is really expensive. Like this is your time which you're spending in your work is and burning on the tasks which any some sort of machine can do it for you. You can use it in so many different way. I believe everybody know that like we have a full of calendars and to-do lists of the things we don't have the time, and we forgot about them because we need to prioritize the other stuff. And I believe this is a great way how we can save some of the time in our work time, like using the correct tools for the correct things, and we will using AI tools such to be our assistants. So where we can actually using the AI the mostly, I believe the number one thing is a routine and repetitive tasks. That mean like things we probably doing in everyday basis, and it's taking us a lot of time, and we need to get back into them again, because if we look on our month in our calendar, it should be probably the things we doing almost every day in the same way. A great way how to using AI is actually looking for creativity, such be a supporter to help you build up your idea. So it doesn't mean like you need to ask AI to make the whole idea for yourself. It's more about how to work on your thing, how to work about the idea you have, and how to explore it, how to make it better, and like how to put more questions into that, how to develop it. So that's a great way how to using large language models. And definitely it's great to building a drafts and wording. So we're gonna talk about it very soon. And also based on the documents we have, we can really greatly work on the drafts, what we will need it as a final output, and correcting the words and etc. Where I don't recommending how to using AI is where we're working with confidential and sensitive data. And the main reason for that is because large language models are based on the machine learning, and machine learning is basically the way how we pay for using a different AI tools is a very similar way how we using social media platforms. Basically, we giving once we upload information into most of the AI models, same like into the social media, we are actually giving the data to the platforms. I'm sorry. So that means that once we putting a confidential and sensitive data into the AI models, they are gonna using them into learning. It doesn't mean that someone will gonna get into this data in a very easy way. I mean, you will probably need like a special program bot which will gonna go through thousands and thousands of questions to find the correct information you put into the AI, which is the sensitive data you provide. However, it's still possible. And our way, what we're trying to do is like to secure we are not providing the data which are not public. A lot of the researchers, a lot of the documents we have in our work is probably gonna be public and we don't even know about it. So such government documents, and I'd like to ask you, because this part I would like to keep a little bit on discussion. So if you can use the chat application and start a little bit think what documents in the evaluations can be actually a public data which everybody can have access. Can someone just write us like few examples? What do you guys have on the mind of what evaluations documents can probably be available to everyone and we cannot consider them as a confidential and sensitive data? So I'm asking you to just write some like a simple example. What should be the when you were gonna work, for example, with a large amount of the project materials, what data can be actually the public data we can actually find out, and probably maybe the colleagues doesn't even know that these data are actually public or not and not sensitive. So what should be the idea? What kind of data can be probably some sort of these? Yeah. That sounds good. Publisher prior evaluations. Yeah, that's fine. Desk research and already publicly available informations, of course. And previous evaluations reports. Yeah. That's great. Thank you very much for the feedbacks. I don't believe in the call description. It really depends on what kind of call description can that be. If is that something which is a private call between two people. However, it's I didn't consider call description as something that actually can be a public data, because mostly call description is bad. When it's more specific, I understand it more about like basically when I have a call with someone, I really don't want to put it into the AI to understanding what we've been really talking about. Let's get back to presentation. All right. So what is the other data we don't want to put into the AI? It's probably when we're using data which is having fact checking and we doesn't do a proper fact checking before. And I think the most important is probably when we don't understand the input, so we cannot get a proper output coming out from the AI to us. the number one thing, if we're using any kind of tools in the AI, is to having, in English, it's called garbage in, garbage out. So basically, I'm gonna explain you how we can set up a question, and you can imagine it in the correct way that you have an expert colleague which is going for the meeting of the evaluation team, and he understands really precisely about a lot of things what make sense and how can really be helpful to the team. However, this colleague is in the work for the first day right now, and the evaluation team working on the critical evaluation for about a half year, and they understanding the situation. My question is that, like, how this colleague can, when it's come to the first day to the work and he goes straight to the meeting, how he can understanding what you will need it. What he will need to know is the context. So the number one thing how we can use properly the AI tools is to be able to build up the context of information, and we can use it. We can do it by ourselves, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. But like we can also using a couple of tools which the large language models can help us what we want. So from the first part, so good input mean a good output. We basically learned that, like, we learned to formulate what we really want, and the more specific question and more accurate question will always give us a great answer. So answer we actually have a precision and having a correct steps we will asking for that. So and the last thing which is very important is that start thinking is to think about the way of your work in the scenarios. So that mean like thinking that like we can separate our work into different small tiny processes, and we can use different tools for you to finish these processes and find out which part of these processes are actually something what the tool can do for us, and which one is based on us and our work and our experience and everything would need us as a humans. So let's show a few examples, and I'm gonna show you how to actually write a precise question. So I'm gonna open the first tool we're gonna use today, and that's ChatGPT. And let's try to make a question. So I will just write a question. What is evaluation? This is a very basic question, and we probably cannot expect that the answer on this question we're gonna have any kind of idea. I don't know what AI is just writing to us. Just start again. What is evaluation? So it's just written that it's a systematic assessment of something according to set criteria. So if I wanna, I'm going very basic question, but like if I want to make this question more specific to what I'm doing, is what I will do is write me 5 questions to make my question more specific. So what I'm going to do right now is that the AI will write us which actually the ideas can be actually more specific. So for example, in this way of what I'm doing is they ask me if it's a project management, evaluation, education, and business. And it's also writing me if I need for a definition. Maybe can I ask someone if you can turn off their microphone? It's Great. So what I'm doing right now is that, like, I'm showing you that if we have a simple question, we cannot have a proper answer coming to us. So I'm always using and this is a great tool how to actually write a precise question, is to help ask a language model to expand our question. So I found out that probably it's gonna be in education. Do you want a definition, methodology, or practical example? Give me practical example. I cannot read the fourth question. I don't know what's happened. Is the goal to understand theory or to design an evaluation? Design evaluation. But I still believe this is not like really correct question to AI. So I'm gonna ask, give me more specific 5 questions to finish my prompt. Prompt mean that this is the text we actually putting into the AI. So, and we can see that, like, actually our question is getting way more specific. So we are talking if it's the evaluation to measure students' learning progress or teacher effectiveness, or should focus on the knowledge and engagement and evaluation in the formative way, and what resources and tools are available. So the main point what I'm actually trying to help you right now is that, like, how we can actually modulate and write our question more specific with the tools. And this is the great exercise how we can actually sort out a really specific question on the really specific topic, because we giving AI information and describing what the question is all about, how we can actually what should be the result and what actually we really want. And I think this is one of the most important things in using the large language models, which some people talk about it like some prompt engineering. I believe so. It's more about the way that we are able to ask on correct question on the correct topic. Okay, let's continue. So I would like to ask you, because like everything what we are taught today, I really like you to see to trying these things by yourself. And during the time we have a lesson, please try and feel free to ask for any kind of question in the chat. Okay. So this is the number one thing. So we need to think about, like, what actually the question is about. Like what are the parts, and always think that this is your brand new colleague, and this brand new colleague doesn't know too much about who you are, what you're doing, and how you are doing it. I'm gonna show you actually how we can using a different large language models for now, and before we come to the big datas. So one more thing which I can actually show you in the way how to using applications such as ChatGPT. So we are talking right now about a family of the AI models, which is the large language models. And these models, which is family of Google Gemini, so the one from the Google, the one we have opened right now, which is ChatGPT from company called OpenAI. We have also Microsoft Copilot. We have Elon Musk model, which is called Grok. And all these models have working in a little bit different way, but giving us the probably very similar results. So these models are made on the way that they are trying to be creative, and they're trying to be your friend in the way that they don't want to show you that they don't understand the topic. So they're always trying to show you that, like, they understanding topic very correctly and trying to be very convenient to you. That means that these language models actually having a trouble with thing called hallucination. And hallucination mean that like when the language model doesn't understanding something, he trying to give you the most correct way what he thinking is the correct thing, which he learned in the past from a different questions from the other people from the past. So if we are using in the free version of ChatGPT, there's probably gonna be quite a large trouble. What we can do to avoid these things in the chat, for example in the ChatGPT, is using things called projects. So projects are in this part of the ChatGPT tool in the paid version. So for that you need to get into the login. So you need to be logged into your ChatGPT account, and how the project works. So basically, I write that I open a new project, and it's some kind of a folders. So that means that you all the data you putting into one kind of a project, the large language model GPT will using these data to start discovering this topic. So that means like when I was talking about a brand new colleague going to the work and like he's going straight to the meeting when everybody know all the knowledge and experience about a certain topic we're gonna discuss. So by using a project, we're gonna help to the language model to work on the one thing. So for example, here I have AI courses sales. So this one is working all about like new clients and like understanding what we are having troubles with the clients and helping with everything regarding how to better sell the product. And all my questions regarding this topic is gonna be sorted out in this folder. For example, in the AI courses, I'm probably gonna have all the technical curriculums and building up the new projects, how to educating the certain group of people, how to do it properly, because all the information regarding that is gonna be collected into this project. So we always need to do manually. So if you want to use the course, for example, the project, so I need to all information to put it on. So when I'm start working, for example, on the question regarding the something which is getting to the courses, I click on the courses and I start writing the question. So we can also see all the questions we have in the past and where the language model get actually learn from that. For example, you can have almost endless amount of these projects. I don't recommending to have a large amount of them. However, it's great if you find out your own specific projects which you're using during your work, and then you can sorry, it's trouble with the so you can using them for putting the correct projects which you're working on the accurate topic you have. The other things you can use in ChatGPT is the thing called GPT models. And GPT models are basically pre-programmed assistants to doing your work. The difference between so for example, I have here an image generator. So to find the GPT models, you need to click it on here on the GPT model link, and you can find what you're looking for. So you're probably gonna try, for example, evaluation, and it's gonna write a pre-programmed things which is actually working for evaluation. So here you have a research paper evaluation framework. So you're gonna find a pre-programmed, so someone in the past basically pre-programmed tool to doing accurate specific question just for yourself. And the difference between the GPT agents and the projects, the main, is that in the projects, we are the person who giving the order what we're looking for. and we work with the memory of the project. So we're using the memory to help us to properly answer on the questions because we've been working on it in the past. However, in compared to the GPTs working on the way that they are pre-programmed to do one specific thing and one specific task. And through this, we are able to just giving, for example, some sort of the data, and this GPT will work on it in the way that how it's pre-programmed. I really recommend if you were gonna try to using different GPTs, you can actually build up your own one. So you can do it here with the clicking on the crate, and you can build up your own one. Just for the question, you can also see when you have the pre-program, you can click on, for example, this one, which is research paper evaluation framework. So it's right. So this is the description of this one. Submit your working paper along with the following prompts to receive comprehensive evaluation based. You can see also the rating, how do people actually like it. So this is the thing when I'm looking for some GPT, if I want to use it, I'm always checking how many conversation was made in the past. So that means this model have actually some wisdom about the topic, and also the rating of the people. So basically how much people rate it. And I think this is the most important part for me, how I'm using them. Okay, so this was the really beginning of how to using GPT. In the very similar way, other application working such as Google Gemini or Microsoft Copilot. And let's get back into the presentation. So first thing first, I'd like to go through is a modulation of the text. And I will try to go faster because we have really short time today. And let's show it up. So what the language models are really changing in the way of how we're working with the text information is that we are more depending on what are the roots of the information we trying to send or like work with, and it doesn't really matter what is the form of this information. So basically, I'm gonna show you a real easy example. Let's think that like we are doing. Let's go to the language model. So starting a new chat and write me description of Romeo and Julie book in 10 sentences. I don't know what's happening here right now, but maybe it's a good way. I don't know. ChatGPT give us a lot of troubles today. I don't know what's happening. Maybe something between United States and Europe. So let's try a different language model, which is Google Gemini, and it's gonna do the same thing for us. So let's show it. Write me brief description.
I understand that you can't make it because of the schedule that is pretty much the same as mine. So I have one more thing that is also important. We are now in the process of selecting who will be with the mayor in front of the jury.
Can someone please just turn off the microphone so I can yeah, thank you. Write me the description Romeo and Juliet book in 10 sentences. So we keep the language model to do it for us. And it's write us what is the book about. That's great, but like I probably need a different form of this information. So is it not working again? Sorry. Okay. So we asked the Google Gemini, which is the very similar tool as the ChatGPT, and you can use both of them and trying to work with them in the same way. And so this is the raw text I have, and that's probably gonna be some evaluation text or something what you need to write someone to the email. So the first modulation I'm gonna do is that write this text as an email. So what I'm doing is that I'm gonna write this email, and I'm putting a first form how I actually using this text. So write it to my colleague in work called Jonathan, and write it in a point very brief description. So what I'm doing right now is that like I'm modulating this information. What is it doing right now? We've been talking about Romeo Juliet book. Please do this task. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do it like that. So I'll copy this question and I'll write this one. So basically, great. So this is what we can see right now is that like the text which we're basically having in the form of a couple of the sentences, we now have it in the way more structured form which we have right now. We can definitely change it in a different way. So we can do translate it in Italian, write it as a quick song. Why not? The point is that like I want to show you how actually quickly you can work with some text and just really using the same information, and you can change it in the way how you are specifically needed. So the main point of the modulation, which I'm going to show it to you right now, is that the information we are having is not anymore something what need to have a one specific form. It's more about that like the important thing is the information we have, and the way how we shaping this information is all about us, and we can do it with the 4 powerful tools, which is these 4. So basically, first thing first, we need to give to the information a good context. We need to properly explain what is happening. So for example, here, the company is changing work from home rules. So we basically showing where is the point A, where we're starting, and how we actually working. What's the purpose of our work or our question? The very important part is that we put ourselves into the role of who we are. So the language model can actually set up the answer in the way that he understanding from where to where is this information going. And the other part, which is very important, is that like to understanding what we actually creating, and that's the very important part, because like we need to understanding where we're going, what we needed. And the last part, which is important, is basically the way of the style. So that's the great tool how we can actually modulate the form of the information we are having and what we are sending to someone. This is a great and powerful tool how we can actually changing the way how we work with the text information, and it can be a lot of different ideas what kind of text can be. I believe the one which we're using the most in our work time is probably to sending the emails, and shaping the emails. So through this, we can basically help using these tools to sort out the email in the way more better way, in the way that we probably having information, we're gonna send it to you, to some person, and we can specify this information in many different way. It can be in friendly way, it can be a very structured way, it can be just like quick information just in a few words. The really great way of examples how we can use in this is, for example, we need to share the information in, for example, to 200 words or 25 letters. And AI tools can actually do it for us and can short up the information in a very different way. So think what the language models are changing for us is that, like, to think about information, not like something which is a finalized product, but something what we can reshape, remodel, and put it in the way how we looking to have as a result.
Please, Milo, share your screen again, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. This is like I'm trying to find out a way why is it happening. So for modulating the text, this is a great way, and I believe like the most what you can use it is that the way for example, when you're writing a review of evaluation, you have a lot of notes which you build up, and you want to sort it out, and you want to write a review to someone. This is a great way how we can using the AI models, because they can help us to finalize the information in a correct way. And one of the great tools I'm using for doing that is another tool, which is the language model. And for that, I'm gonna write me quick, brief example of evaluation result in 4 sentences. It should be about nanotechnology development in Central Europe. So I just write sort of random text, because I want to show you how this tool can work. Great. So write it twice longer. Great. So we have a random text. I want to show it to you. And another tool, we can actually use it together with, which I'm using really often to finalizing a document. It's a tool called Claude. So it's called Claude.ai. And Claude been made in the past for the purpose of Claude being mainly programming tools. However, Claude is amazing in the way how can finish up the text in the very nice, structured, and smooth way. I'm mostly using nowadays Claude when I need it to write the text more to doing the final, how to say, cosmetic part, like to do it to look very nice and having a great meaning. So of course the information is coming from you. This is the number one thing. However, Claude is great in that way that he can smooth up the text. So write this email friendly. I'm an engineer in this topic, and the email should be using bold letters and structured system. Just for example, you can do anything you like. Okay, I keep Claude to work. So Claude start working for us to finish this text. So as you can see, he's really great in the way how we can structure the information we are having, and it can help us so much to finalizing the documents we have. And I highly recommending to try the possibility what Claude can do with your text to be more understandable to your colleagues, and giving the correct information. Sorry, I don't know how I can change it, but still shutting down. Great. So I like to quickly finish the part of the work with the text and with the language models. So we've been going through what ChatGPT can give us in the way for modulating the text. We've been going through how we can use in tools such as Claude or Gemini, which is in the Gemini, I'm probably gonna do the same work as ChatGPT. So probably building a creative text. In the Claude, I'm probably gonna do the finish smoothing of the information. I'm gonna send it to someone, or like putting into the print paper. And it's really great to using Claude for the way of finishing the information to be really well structured. I believe the best way what you can do is to try to do it by yourself and try your real examples. However, in 99% of the situation, Claude is really great to finish my work. Great. So the next thing I would like to go through today is using your voice. This part will gonna be very quick. I'm just wanna, and I believe so. It's more about the way how everybody will try by ourselves. Can everyone who can wow me on the app can tell me if they already tried to record some voice and trying to be translated by the AI? It's someone tried before in the past?
I did transcripts. No, not translation. Yeah, but internet step translation.
Someone else, please. Thank you. Right. So, great thing about the machine learning tools is that we can using our voice to like send the information into into the tool we have. And the main reason for that is like why we should do that is about the saving of time. The most efficient way how we can send the information and is the using a voice instead of using a typing, and that's a few different reasons for that. So the first is like our thought we putting into the language model, we can put in more specifically because we have it on our mind, and it's go directly in the way how we are it go directly into the window of the language model instead of when we typing it's take us more time and we can lose the context in the meantime. So, and the other part, when we are listening to the results from so we can also using, so this is called speech to text. We can also use it in the different way, which is to using the text to speech. That I mean that the information we have in the text way, we can have a transcription in the speaking voice, and in that moment, like when you're understanding how the human brain working in the way of receiving information, when we probably cut the every third word of the text we have right now, even here, we will probably understanding what we are reading. So our human brain is working that and probably everybody ever tried it, the game when you cut a couple of words from the sentence and you can probably clearly understand.
Merhabalar.
Yes. Hello? Someone want to say something? So what I'm trying to explain here is that to using a language model in the most efficient and fast way is to learn how to using dictation and receive information in the way of reading a text. I'm gonna show a very quick example how it can look like. So I'm going back to ChatGPT. Describe me what are the most important part of the Romeo and Juliet book, and what was the main roles, and explain me the 10 main characters. So as you can see, the ChatGPT can really nicely work with the text. It's probably most of the words being pretty accurate, and it can actually start working way more faster. So the way how we can using this tool is really, it start to be very automatic in the future, and you can use it for a lot of different things. For example, to me, I'm mostly using it in communication with any kind of AI tool. So I'm recording my questions, but the great way how we can as well to using them is when we have, for example, answer on someone email. So what I'm doing is that I'm read the email from the person I need to answer, and I open up the microphone in my GPT or Gemini, or you name it, like Copilot, whatever, and you answering straight into the window, and on the email you need to you like to answer, and I put my role, and because the language model is already learned on me and he understanding who I am and what I'm doing, and because it's in the subscriber version. So, and then I will paste the email I get from the colleague. So the language model will really nicely answer to me on what I'm asking for. So write me short email. So we have a really quick email, and I'm just gonna show you how is it working. I'm reaching regarding evaluation project. We would like to copy in the scope timeline. Answer this email in the convenient way that we are still waiting for another colleagues to avoid any delays, and I will get more information by tomorrow. Please be very friendly and ask if they are need any other further assistance on this way from me. And if I just put the email in the paste the email, and then I will wait for the answer. So in very short way, I just gonna get a answer for what I'm gonna write to the person. I just can copy it, and I have what I needed. And instead of writing, I can, again, as I was showing before, I can modulate this text. I can put it into different forms. I can write it more and include more information and do whatever I like to. The main point is that like I can work so much more efficiently if I will using the voice to answering my emails, because I can just I can do it. I can save a lot of my time, and like it's probably gonna look like just like a few seconds in the beginning. However, if you take how many emails you are sending every month, every week, every year, then like you're gonna see like how much time we can actually save it this way. All right. So can I ask you, because we are
question here. So
yeah.
I posted in the chat. So comparing various systems. So what system would you recommend for transcripts of interviews? Because you have Claude and ChatGPT in your on your slides. Then you spoke about Copilot. I'm asking for English and, for example, German language, because the structure of German sentences is not so straightforward as the English one.
Well, we're gonna use the app which we are going to explore right now, and I'm probably not gonna using language models and the such a GPT, Copilot, or Gemini, and the main reason for that is the accuracy. And I believe that like these models are always having, they can probably do a great answer. However, I'm not 100% sure about the results, and I'd like to be sure about the results. So I believe in this way, I'm probably gonna using a tool which we are moving forward right now, and that's an app called Notebook LM. And this is probably gonna be one of the most efficient tool to use. So let's get into that. So thank you, Otto. Is it my question all right? My answer all right?
Yes, so then, you will do that practically now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great. So so I'd like to finish in this moment like the basics of how we can using the language models to produce the text and to build up the idea. The last thing I want to show it regarding that is that we can having a very tiny idea for and I'm gonna show it on Gemini. So, for example, I have a idea to start making evaluation on the by my own AI agent tool. I'm just writing a random question right now, and I'd like to sorry, my question. And I like to see reasons why to do that. This is a very random question. I don't want to go deep, but what I want to do right now is that like make me a SWOT analysis why I should do this. Should think deeper on it. Cool. So this is a great way how we can actually using AI tools, language models, which I'm going to show you on the end, is the creativity. So basically, I having an idea, I having any proposal, I having any some sort of thing, and I can use in the language model to help me spread this idea, to put it into a different context. And I can also using some real example in the life from I can use inspiration. So I can write to the AI model, bring me 2-3 different examples where AI agents help instead of using it for evaluations, and how they've been beneficial, and how can I learn it something from these ideas into what I'm doing right now. So this is a great way how we can using the language models in the way of creativity and exploring ideas, and working something which need expanding our mind in the way what we're doing. So the real example can be working on our project, what we do with the courses. So our curriculum of AI learning is built on the several ideas. So I have a couple of the mentoring calls and a lot of different thoughts I have in my notes, and I put all the notes and all the records I had from the mentoring meetings, and I had the main idea how the course can look like. I have the strategy behind that. I know what kind of tool I like to use, and I put all this information into the language model, and it built up me the project plan, how I can actually structure the information. And based on that, I was being able to build up the general structure of the curriculum. And from the general description of curriculum, I've been able to go to deeper and deeper and finish every part of the course. So this is a great way how we can actually using the language models. Instead of making a good cooking receipts from everything what's left in your fridge, for sure. All right, so let's go to the Notebook LM, which I believe this is a great tool for working with evaluation. So Notebook LM is still like quite tiny app coming from the Google, and it's been used with professionals, I believe, from the beginning, because with a unique way how actually this app is working. Instead of language model, Notebook LM is built up to work on a very specific and accurate data which you upload, and it will always just working on the information you give it to it. So it's never gonna work on the data it's gonna find on the internet if you will not ask for that. It will always work on the notepads, and let's see it in the real life. We can use it Notebook LM for a lot of different things. And one of the most practical way is to having a meeting records or interviews. And how I'm using it is that, okay, I'm gonna see the Notebook LM. So you can open notebooklm.google, and you're gonna open it through the app. You needed a Gmail account to using it, so it doesn't work without the Gmail. I'm sorry for that. I'm not really happy for, but that's the Google policy. And what I'm gonna do is creating a new workbook, which is just right here. So what we can see is that, so this is the beginning of working with that. We can upload a lot of very different information. So for example, I just finished an interview with a new person gonna work for our company, and I record this meeting. Of course, I ask for that if I can record the meeting, and I send the MP3 or another sound information into my laptop, and I will ask Notebook LM to give me a description about the text what we put there. So let's see it in the practical way. I can show you some. So this being a talk with the company Skanska, for example, and I'm not gonna go really deeply because it was important information about the company. But basically, I had a meeting, and I like to. So in this poll, we can see the resources. So this is our notebooks. This is the information. We've been asking the company, like, for example, this was the voice record, but it can also be a summary. It can be a PDF document. It can be whatever kind of thing we are asking to work with. Think about it, such a someone's. Okay, I'm sorry. Everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Okay, cool. So the resources is the place where the AI is taking an information we're gonna work with. The chat part is basically a place where we're giving the orders. So we have a quick summarizing of the information we had there, which is coming from the resources, but this is a very, very general. What we are doing right now is that, like, once the information is loaded, we can gonna write a question we are asking for. And it can be whenever question we have a specific to the thing what we're doing. So I'm gonna not writing right now. Probably my question will gonna be, write me a description of our call. I want to see the record. I want to see the list of the to-dos we've been made it. I would like to also understanding what been the principles of their implementation, and give me the correct, put everything in the right order, and find me the most important part, which you like key information, and put them on the end of the text. So once I will write a question like that, and I will probably gonna use the recording. So Notebook LM will make a great transcription. This is working really efficiently, and it's working for very large records, and it's get a great transcription of the information I'm looking for. However, where the Notebook LM is not good, and I don't like using it for it, is to having a finalized information. So once I finish the transcription, so, and it can be probably pretty raw and pretty not structured text, I'm gonna using another tool, such for example Google Gemini or ChatGPT, and I will use it for modulating the text. So I'm trying to always use the pros of each of the app to do the work for us as we need it. I'm gonna skip now for the working with the speech. I'm ask you to use it to try it by yourself later. So I'm gonna open a new notebook, and I ask Ota to give me a couple texts which you're gonna use it from evaluation. So I put upload resources, and I get AI and digital tools in workplace management. I get aging policies and the social and employment situation of Roma. Okay, let's work on these two now. Because the other one, it doesn't look like it's have something similar into the information we are working with. And that's the main point. So we are looking to make a notebook same as a project. So we're gonna put informations that's probably gonna be a situation where we need to mix up the information. But however, in most of the way, you like to work on the few similar documents, and you like to dig out and get the correct information from them. So let's check it out right now. So write me brief description on aging policies. In 10 points, and on the end write me a final statement that the document saying to me. But please don't take my question very in the way that in a very basic way. I'm trying to just like show you how the app's working. You are professional in the evaluation, and you're probably gonna have a way more specific question to what you're doing. So I just want to show you how it's actually working. So basically, Notebook LM in that moment, it's working on the chat in the chat window, only with a file which is the aging policies. As you can see here, is these little numbers. These ones are actually showing where we are in this moment. So what we've been working, like which part of the document has been actually touching it with the description of my question. Sorry, it's gonna be working now. Cool. So we can, if we touch it here, so we can see like where is this text coming from, and what was the sorry. God. So here we can see a description of what we are been doing of my question. Where is the great way how to using Notebook LM, especially, and I can believe this probably gonna be a lot of things in evaluation. So for example, you have a new standard from European Union, and you have two documents which look super similar, and both of them have 100 pages, and you need to recognize where is the point where these two documents are gonna be different. So what are the key points where the documents are not similar? And this is a great way how to using Notebook LM. So basically it will scan us these two documents and find a really only the specific part which not been similar in both of them. So this is a great way how we can do it. As well, in evaluation, you're probably gonna have a large amount of data, and you can start like discovering from information from these data. So what you can do probably is that like you can name it your own notebooks. So each think about the notebooks as something where you can like having one sort of the data. So you have an evaluation probably in different topics, and you can put all these files into one resources box. So let's check the other part of the Notebook LM. And so here's the first one, is the save to note. So if you put a save to note, our information is gonna be our question and the result will gonna be saved in the right side. And if we will gonna do an update on the top and put a continue, we get straight on the beginning of what we've been doing in the work. So we can start really from the scratch. So what I'm gonna do right now, I don't want to mix up the information. So I want to control what sources of information is gonna coming to our next part. So I'm gonna unclick the aging policies, and I will only keep the AI and digital tools in the workplace management and evaluation. And I will open the great tool, which is called a mind map. So it's gonna take us a little bit of the time, but basically what the mind map is doing is a great tool to understanding the meaning of the text. Imagine we have a document with 150 pages, and we want to really sort out like the structure of the document and the basic thought, what the document is trying to describe us and tell us. So using a mind map is a great tool to do that. And let's check it out for now. We have
so while it's working and generating the mind map, there are two questions. The first one was concerning GDPR issues when using AI, and the second question is whether the notebook LM is in all languages.
Yeah, that's a great question. Notebook LM is in all the languages. It's the main language of communication is in English. However, this is a Google app. So that means like inside your settings, which is right here, you put output language. And you can switch up the languages as you need it. So it's gonna be directly made it. If you put default, Notebook LM will work with the language which is probably happening in the document. So it will find out the right way. However, you can change the language in the settings, which is right here on the side. And the second question, Notebook LM is clarifying, respectively, Google is clarifying that information provided into Notebook LM are not used for training the language models. So what the Google is saying and what they're trying to do as well with the Notebook LM is that the documents you put into Notebook LM, it work in the same way as Google Drive. So basically, this is only your private information under your private profile. And Google is also saying that like once the data is being deleted from the notebook, and you can very easily delete this data. You can see it right now. So Google say as well that, and you can please check it in the policy, that the data are not gonna be saved for the long time. I believe there is a 10 days period, but however, these data are never gonna be used. That's what the Google say to any kind of sort of trainings. So to be honest, I'm feeling very safe using Notebook LM. I never have a trouble with this kind of question. I believe there should be questions regarding GDPR with regarding any like a specific institution. So, but in the way how I'm using it, I never had this kind of trouble. There is a new app coming into the Microsoft Copilot, which is the Microsoft Azure system that can be probably the safest way how to using AIs. However, it's still not really efficient, and it's way above the Notebook LM is probably the #1 tool to doing searching on the certain thing what we needed from the document or from the text. Does my answer help, or do we need to go more specific into this one?
I think we can go on.
Okay.
People don't add question.
So I'm gonna show you the way how the mind map's working. I don't know why is it not translating in the English. I'm sorry, but like the way what we want to show is the practical way how to use that. So basically, so this is the main information we put into the mind map, and the information is spread to another several information. We can make it bigger and increase it, and every information we can go deeper and deeper. So we can find out the main things we have on that information and trying to sort out like what was the specific part of what we've been doing and working on. And like, for example, if I want to know more about Dr. Matthias Waters, so I can just click it up. And Notebook LM will put me back to the chat window, and it's gonna find me all the information which was that about this person and regarding the topic we've been having in the mind map. So I think this is a great way if we want to study some data. So AI tool inside the Notebook LM are really helping us to find out a way how to find the proper information in really large amount of data, and that's a great way how we can use it. The other way how we can using the mind maps, we can also download these mind maps, so you can like having them in the PDF documents, for example. The other way how we can really greatly sort out using of Notebook LM are audio previews. So these audio previews working in a different way. We can using putting them into the different languages. So you can set it up here on the when you put like a tool in the pen here. So what is it doing? Like, I think that was a very smart move from Google. So he doesn't just did so text to the speech. That means like just transfer the information into the voice on the sound, but they also like change it into the podcast, because podcast is something what make the person way more focused and like make it way more easier to understanding the topics. So what the Google doing is that like if I put an audio overview and I can put so it basically changed the whole document we have right now on the left side into the podcast where two persons are talking about it. And what Google opening right now, it's still having in the beta version, is that this sort of information we can access as a third person. So basically what Google wants to do is that So imagine we have a podcast regarding the one specific document we upload, what we want to understanding way properly. And the new tool, what the Google will do is that we can actually be part of that podcast, like a third person. So we can stop the podcast and ask a specific question or go more deeper on some of the part of that. And that help us to go dig into the topic so much more efficient and way more into the specific part of that. There is a new tool called video overview that's basically build up the audio and also the presentation. It's still on the beginning. However, it's really great at some kind of information that we have in the form of quite a long text and really hard to understand it. This video tool can basically change it out for the presentation that is easy to get it and easy to understand. So I will keep for that moment right now to because it's taking some time. I will keep the audio report to working for us. It's gonna be finished in a few minutes. What I'm gonna show you right now is like what other informations we can put into the notebook LM. So I put add. Basically, notebook LM is working because it's Google. So every kind of information we have in the Google Drive, we can upload. What we cannot upload is the tables. So Excel on all the other tables, this is still a very painful part for the AI models. They cannot properly working with them. If I work with the tables, what I'm mostly doing is that I'm putting a screenshot. I'm not still able to working with really large documents with the Excel tables. However, if I have something which is quite simple, like something which doesn't have probably really strong dependency on many multiple lists, this is probably gonna still work really great. However, like if I have a very structured table with a lot of lists and power queries and etc., AI will still not really be workful right now. But what we're saying right now is something what can change in probably next couple of weeks. However, we still doesn't find any kind of tool. And that was a big promise of Microsoft Copilot, that they will be really able to do that. Well, it's still not really true. There is still a lot of mistakes, and you probably can try that. However, so till that moment, the best way how to work with the tables is to using a print screen and upload it as a picture and keep the notebook LM to work with it. What is a great way how we can using notebook LM as well is to using the tool on the website. So we can place certain amount of websites like paste a URL like links, and notebook LM will only searching on information on the certain websites we are asking for. So this is a great way how we can actually explore the data and get the whole information from for example, one web page or somewhere. So another tool what we can use it as well in the notebook LM, and I think a lot of people really like that. So I love scientific podcasts. However, some of the podcasts can sometimes be like 3, 4, and some of them even 5 hours. And I don't have the time to do that. Actually, the person which is in the podcast can be super relevant, and I really like to understanding what I've been talking about. However, I have no time to do that. And this is a great way how we can actually using Notebook LM. So I'm gonna show it quickly to you. I put a YouTube. I put Lex Friedman, which is and we will put programming autism. For example, this one. This is 1 hour 50. This is the short one.
The following is a conversation with Dave Plumber, programmer.
I'm gonna stop it, and I will insert the link. And probably what I'm gonna do is like, I don't want to mixture the information together. So I'm gonna do a new one. And because Google, and because we are still in the one place, it's still a Google tool. You can see how fastly I get the information coming from that. Write me brief description and main 10 key points I could get from that interview. As you can see, like we get the main points of that, and who was the person that has been interviewed and his 5 achievements in his career. Yeah, so we can see the person is actually do unzip and zip compression support for Windows, and we can also see the brief information. Write it in one sentence. And I can get this information very short, in very short way to understanding what the podcast been about. So this is the great way how we can actually like work with sorting out a large amount of the data. I'm sorry, and how we can transform it to a different way. And I believe this is the main part of like how we can efficiently using a notebook LM is to transforming data from one sort of the how was the right way, from the speech, text, whatever kind of video, whatever we decide, into really different form on the other side. And this transformation, it's the most miracle thing that Notebook LM can do is for our daily work. And basically we can use it in the sort of the way of the most easiest way you can use it probably is going to be evaluation a large amount of the data. Please be always make sure if you are like working only with the specific data, so you are not mixing a really different kind of data, so the answers and the results can be really very different. However, always stay with like a correct data and a correct way of the topics. And I'd like to in this moment like get I'd like to receive a couple of questions from you, so if you can write it to the chat room, and I'd like to answer to them. And can be great if also can someone, if already having an idea, can write us the how they can efficiently using Notebook LM in their work. Okay, I get a question here for what AI tools we recommend for transcription from before. But please write me the what should be the way how we can using Notebook LM. And regarding this question regarding 11 Labs, yeah, it's a great way how we can work with the voice. And 11 Labs is amazing app. However, Notebook LM is for free, and you don't need to pay for that. And that's a great way. It's not free forever. I mean, like you can probably having something about 100 different notepads, but till that, like you can still using it very efficient way, and you don't need to pay anything. So can I ask you if someone can write out to the meeting chat what should be the way how they can use it in the evaluation, how they can use in the app of Notebook LM? Yeah, that's great. So what I will recommend, again, I was saying it on the beginning about a notebook LM, is every kind of tool we're gonna talk today is that they have some pros and the cons. And the cons I found out on the notebook LM is that it's not great in the formulating the text in the full results. I'm looking to have it as a result. So what I'm gonna do is mostly I'm using a notebook LM to harvest the information for me. And once I have the harvested information, I use a different tool such as Copilot or Gemini or whatever, or probably, as you can see, Claude was really great in the sorting out the information. And I'm using a different language model to finish me my task I'm asking for. So I'm combining two apps together to do a work for me. And so I have a desired results. Yeah, thank you. So as I was trying to explain regarding the mind maps as well, we can always download it and we can work on them in the more, we can go deeper and deeper. And we can also like using them, for example, any kind of presentation or any kind of way of work we are using. And these mind maps are getting for free. So everything's coming from that. It's your information. So that's a great way how we can use that. All right, we have the last 20 minutes, and I really like to go about through the last tool we're gonna use today, and that's Perplexity. So is there any further question regarding Notebook LM which I can answer right now? All right, cool. So let's go for another tool today. Great. So everybody see my screen?
Yes.
So great. So let's talk about Perplexity. And I can say on the beginning, this is the #1 app I'm always using in regarding all the AI tools, and you will probably understanding very shortly why. What is the main purpose of the Perplexity compared to the other tools such ChatGPT, Copilot, or Gemini? Perplexity is built up to search the information in the fact. They're looking for the facts. It doesn't go for the, I'm sorry. Perplexity is not going for searching like trying to be creative and doing something what pleasure you. Perplexity purpose is to answer properly on your question regarding the searching. So I'm gonna show it to you in the practical way. So I'm gonna open the Perplexity. I have the Perplexity Pro, however, in the regular version, it's working really similar way. What you can see is the similar desktop like you have in the another chat app. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna write a very specific question. So because I like to using write me specific, because I like to using, as I say, tools such as Gemini, Copilot, and other to be creative. So I ask it to make a creative question. For Perplexity, based on a topic we was describing. So this is my question. I opened Perplexity. So what I'm trying to do is to give in the Perplexity information that's in the most way, the most accurate. As I was saying on the beginning, garbage in, garbage out. So once I put information into Perplexity, I'm really trying to be as specific as possible. And that's because the Perplexity, we're gonna do a search and we're gonna try to find the most accurate information that are online. So Perplexity are not thinking by itself, like from the own memory, but it's gonna find abroad on the internet and trying to give us the best possible related answers based on the sources. So I'm keeping it working, and what you can see is the steps where we can start. So Perplexity is working in the agentic mode. That means that it's going to solve the question in a different tinier question. So it's separated, and as you can see, and then from that it start like going through the different websites. So what I can see is a Perplexity for LLM evaluation. How is Perplexity used to measure LLM performance? Definition meaning of AI. I'm not really happy with the sources, because I'm more probably looking for some kind of source coming from very specific website, such as European Union or any kind of scientific research or something. So you're always trying to find out what is your sources of information. And but let's check the answer. And this is the most accurate sources of the information what the Perplexity been looking on. So we can check it out, we can click it on them and go deeper to understanding what is the source about, so we can understanding like if we can trust this information or no. But like, let's check it out, the answer. So we have the answer, which is actually having some structure. I'm not talking that this, I'm not saying that this information is like completely accurate. Please work on something what is very specific for your job and like how you are using the tool. However, what I want to show you is that like how this app working. So on the end, when we going deeper down, we can FAQs. So basically, Perplexity prepare us 5 more most accurate questions regarding the topic what we are working on. And I think this is important because like this is something how we can actually go deeper into the topic we are looking for. So how you can using a Perplexity in your work? Basically, when you are trying to fact checking. So once you want to understanding if the information is accurate, what Perplexity is great that it's going to go deep into the topic and trying to find out what's the real source and like how to find you the exact answer. Another great use case how to use in Perplexity is to building description of something like to understanding how to do something step by step. And this is probably one of the greatest way how I using Perplexity is, for example, how to set up German English language in Notebook LM to have a accurate transcription from my recorded interviews. And I keep in Perplexity to work. You can see where is it going. It's getting super to Google. It's good looking on google.com. It look on the YouTube videos. So probably this is gonna be the accurate sources because it's coming from the mother, from the Google.com. And let's check it out, the answer. So in the answer, we can see that like it's make us a step-by-step plan how we actually can do that and like how we can gonna change it. And this is a great thing how we can use in this app in a day-by-day basis. So it's gonna give us the correct description of something what we are doing. It can be any kind of software tool. It can be any kind of project how we can wanna fix something, repair something, the way how the way how Perplexity can build it up for us is really amazing. One of the things is that how it's actually working in the future, and probably this is gonna be something what you will gonna see in your work, is no-code automations. And no-code automations are basically putting several different tools in the apps such as make.com or another ones, and we can basically make a very general automation. For example, when the automation can be when we receive an email and the email having any kind of attachment, the attachment will directly gonna be saved into the Google Drive. So that's automation, and we can basically build up the list of the steps we need to do that to program this automation. So Perplexity is a great source of curated info, how we can go step by step in the scheme or in the plan. In the same way, it's amazing tool to using it for to having a correctness of the information we receive. So I'm using it, for example, when I learn about some new topic, for example, in the science, and I like to see if this information in the article, for example, on the internet, I can see some science article, and I like to really check if the informations are accurate, if it's really true, because I have some suspicious. I don't think so. This is like something what is really accurate, and I can find all the sources which is getting linked into the information, and Perplexity will gonna help us to discover if the sources we have are actually correct, or he can find any other source which is actually saying this information are false. So this is a great way how we can use it, and let's because we have like a couple of last minutes, so I kindly ask you to try using a Perplexity in your own way. A great tool which Perplexity having is a thing called Labs. We don't have too much time for that. However, I'm gonna really briefly explain what the Labs mean. So Lab is in the bottom on the Perplexity tool. Basically, it's a project manager. So that means like we also need a very accurate question. However, it can do for us, for example, very specific market research and evaluation of automotive industry future in the Europe compared to the China, and how American taxes will gonna play a role in the development of the automotive industry, and any other subdivision of that topic. So we can go very, very deep into some project, and the Labs will do for us not only a correct answer, it will build up for us the chart, which is been programmed in the Python language, and it will prepare for us a table. So we basically will have a full analysis on a specific topic, together with all the sources where is this information coming up, and it can help us to build a complex project in just based on one question. So this kind of this tool of Labs is very great, and I believe like it's a great way to spend a little bit of time. I'm gonna show you the very last thing about the Perplexity before I will jump on the end. And this is the future of the AI browsers. And I think this is a word to see it. So this is the brand new browser. It's got comment, and the comment is coming from Perplexity company, and other companies like Google and others will start with them very soon. So what I want to show you is the assistant tool. So basically, what I'm doing here is take control of the browser and find the best round trip ticket for 1 week vacation from Maldives to London. And what the browser doing is doing agentic work. So basically, it start doing the work because I asked for doing a take control over browser, and it's gonna find me the best ticket to the destination. It's still not working properly perfect. However, I think it's important to see and understanding how these tools will gonna work. I was trying it on the Google Forms like a couple of days ago when I was preparing the forms for this course, and I can say that probably 80 or 85% of the work being just done by assistant in the Comet browser. So basically, the browser did all the forms for me, and on the end, I will just like switch a couple of things because I was not really happy. But these tools basically will start doing the work for us. So this is something to understanding how the future will look like with the agentic works, how the agents will work for us, and how probably some of the tools, such like searching for the tickets, will gonna change in the future. Okay, so the last part we are going today is tool combination, and I think this is the most important part of the whole project. Probably it's gonna take a little bit longer than 4 minutes we have right now, but I think this is very important to understanding. So just to start, we've been going today through three different apps. We can use it in the AI, every of them having a different purpose and working on different way. Perplexity checking effects, but it's not creative at all. Notebook LM can search up information from large documents, but cannot make a final document or a final statement. Copilot, Gemini, and other tools are great to make a creative idea. However, we cannot be 100% sure if the results are completely proper. The reason how we can think about the AI tools are to imagine we are in the garage and we want to fix something. We're not probably gonna use only the screwdriver, or we're not gonna use only a clutch. We will use multiple tools to do the work for us. And I think this is the most important thing about how we working with the different AI tools, is to have ability to combine them together and using the powerful things that they can offer to us regarding our work. And if we know that these apps having a limit, we can use a different one to do the job for us. In the practical way, in the work, we can probably using these three tools we've been going through today. So Perplexity, Notebook LM, and language models like GPT or Gemini. However, feel free to see another tools which can work for you a really amazing way. A great tool can be, for example, I'm sorry, I have my tickets to Maldives, but I'm not probably gonna fly right now. But here we can see actually the agent found us a super cheap tickets to go to the Maldives, so I will probably gonna consider that. Get back to the work. So the most important part of combining is to be able to specify what is the point A, where we are. So for example, we have a report, we have an email, we have a meeting minutes, and what we need on the end. So we need the bullet points, we need the process outline, and our work is to be able to these tools and specify for how we want to transform this information we have on the beginning into something what is the desire on the end of the work. So I think this is the most important part what we should take out from the lesson we have today, and we have the last minute. And I really like to ask you to I stop the screen right now, and I really like to ask you if you have any other question which you have regarding this topic, and I'm gonna be another 5 minutes with you here, or more if you will need it.
Yeah, so I have to leave, but I had a question concerning perplexity, because when I compare the Pro and the normal version, so then it uses the other tools.
What do you mean, another tools?
Yeah, so I copied the answer to the chat, so that's the Pro provides combination of ChatGPT and some other Claude, Gemini.
Yeah. What is the of course this is like, and the reason is very the reason is because these models are very expensive. It wastes a lot of energy. So Perplexity using a cheaper like a tool, cheaper model. However, what is important is that like you are trying to see the sources. You want to understanding the sources. Where is this information coming from? And that's never changed. Like this is the most important part of the work. So the results of the search, like of the answer, to understanding the sources. This is how you can fact checking what information like you receive as an answer.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye bye. Is oh yeah, okay, for sure. Can we see the last slide? I'm gonna open it again, no trouble. Okay, so overview the basic tools. Don't worry, I'm gonna sending the copy to everyone email later. So as I was saying, ChatGPT, text creation and editing, Gamma, amazing for presentation. I don't have the time today to show up, but like please feel free to try. Notebook LM, amazing to harvest the data from large amount of data. Perplexity is for fact checking. Claude is amazing to write a great creative style and summarization. And Copilot in thank you, Microsoft. Copilot is great for working with the Office. However, it's still not perfect. So it can help, but not in the accurate way how we can use probably in that moment with any other tool. And I really believe Microsoft will do their job, and they will do it really perfect in the future. So can I ask you, is there any other question regarding the 2-hour course today? Great. So thank you very much. And I hope so the meeting was valuable. I'm gonna check my tickets to Maldives right now. Not joking, but I hope so we're gonna meet each other in the future on the different courses. I hope so your evaluation is gonna be more easier in the future. And the most important part is that like don't hesitate to explore. All the AI tools are about don't be hesitate to ask, make a great questions, don't be curious, and trying how to combine all the tools together. So thank you very much for your attention today, and looking forward to see you soon.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye bye.
Yeah, bye bye.